Whoops. I feel like I just
Yay.
feel like I just ripped my shirt.
Did you?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I can't tell.
it made me think of the SpongeBob song. And then I ripped my pants.
The modern woman knows how powerful she is and creates her world with passion.
She's intentional about how she leads her life, who she supports, and who she brings around her.
She's not afraid to dream big. She defines success for herself and pursues what's on her heart.
Even when we don't have all the answers. Okay, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
What have you done so far this week or even today that has just
Hmm.
felt like brought you so much joy? And yeah, like what were you doing, and describe how it felt?
I was sitting and talking to my best friend about lots of topics related to life. And she's wearing a blue blazer and a black top.
I was like, oh wow, who are you talking to? That sounds amazing. I want to meet her.
Oh, no, but seriously, I mean, I don't know, doing this like feels really genuine for me now, and I feel like that mixed with my morning coffee, I mean, joy is all around over here. Living it up.
Well, that's very sweet, and I'm very happy for you. I agree. No, these are very joyful moments of my life. You had me confused for a second.
I
Um,
know.
but
I
the
was like, I'm just gonna keep going until
I was like, oh, like what? I was so into
yeah.
your story. But I was curious. The reason why I asked you is because recently you told me that you feel like you are in this time of your life where one of your main focus areas is chasing joy, and how you felt like you were really doing it now versus maybe just talking about it in the past. And it was really initiated with your move back in August. So I would
Yeah.
love if you shared more about that and what intentionally chasing joy looks and feels like for you now.
Yeah. I was someone who would always say, like, chase joy, find the good, be the happy. But it wasn't until I actually applied that to my life. Like, I thought I was applying it to my life in small increments and in different ways. I think what I realized was when I kept reposting that on Instagram or on my story, or when it would resonate with me, I thought it was because I was living it. And what I think I realized was that it was me manifesting it. It was what I was what my body and my soul and what I was yearning for was that. And when we decided to sell our house and chose life on the road and to live in a tiny home on wheels and just travel, adventure, explore, and really put our desires first rather than a more constructive, I don't know, smart decision. Not that it wasn't a smart decision, it was a smart decision for us, but it was more of a playful decision. Like it was more of a, we didn't do it because it made sense. Like we did it because it sounded fun, like, period. And so it was the first time that we did an action, a big action in our life that was based on fun and based on joy. And it was the first time I put my money where my mouth was. And I felt it and I feel it. And every day it is, I mean, I feel like a broken record because anytime anyone's like, how is it? Like, I want to know all the things. It's seriously incredible. And it's changed our lives, like Jordan and my life, tremendously. And we are thriving. And it's because I think we're making more choices now on what's fun and what would bring us joy versus what we should do or what we're told to do or what we think we should do. It's like, no, let's just do it. Like, just for shit, let's go. And it's always turned out to be amazing. So,
I love that.
yeah.
So I am hoping you can like drop us in a little bit to maybe what a day or a week in your new life really looks like, and maybe how that compared to how you were living before. Because I know what brings me joy in this season of my life. I know what's also attainable in my day to day, right? And those two things aren't
Sure.
always the same for me. I'm
Yeah.
not like blissed out all day, which is
Yeah.
fine. But I'm curious, well, yeah, what's it look like for you to really be like making those decisions based on what's fun and what's joyful?
So I think I think we've just every day is filled with more of the little things, and those little things have become the big things. And so, yeah, we're just out every day. We'll go on walks if we need, like, I don't know, if we're like craving a pizza and want to just do a pizza movie night, we'll go grab a pizza and throw a movie on and hang out in the van. Like, it just, it feels like we're in control of our lives and we're both on the path of living it up, like whatever that means for us. And everything else has kind of fallen into place.
That's
That
amazing.
makes Yeah.
So it sounds like, I mean, adventure is definitely a priority.
Yes.
And kind of by default it has to be because you're just like always on the go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your life is definitely integrated with your work, but it's kind of like life first,
Yeah.
work fits into that, not the other way around,
Exactly.
which is totally a flop. You said flop, a flip
I
flop
did.
from,
Yeah.
yeah, from maybe how it was before. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And you're just doing different things every day versus a similar routine every day.
Yes.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Do you have like parts of your routine that you made sure to take with you that do bring you joy?
Yeah, I like my morning coffee. Uh, we we both will wake up and sit at our like little dinette and have a cup of coffee before we start our day. And I think that time is just so much more intentional. Um, we don't have a TV in the van, so I think that that is actually something that I was excited about because now what we're doing with our time, instead of just throwing on a movie, is like play cards or play a game or talk about our days or play video games together. Like, we did bring our Switch. So like we've done that, and he's taught me like different strategies that we've played before, and he always has like a one up on me, and I'm like, what the heck? And yeah, with like Mario Kart especially. But yeah, so we'll play like Mario Party, we'll play like Super Smash Bros. And it's just like more time spent together. Like, we're like dating again. And
Oh,
so yeah. So I think, I don't know, that doesn't really answer the question of previous routines, but I feel like uh we do more of the things we loved. And so yeah, we definitely incorporate those. And the things that we like, I wake up, part of my morning routine is cleaning the van every morning. Like, I'll sweep, I'll wipe down the counters, I'll do any dishes that we used the night before. And but it's like so much faster too. Like, the things that we have to do, I no longer feel strained by because my perception of it is like the good outweighs it.
right.
And so it just doesn't feel like, I gotta clean again. It's like, nope, like, here we go because I love this life. And yeah, I just feel like we've talked so much about it. I feel like it's so much easier to it's so much easier to find reasons not to. And we were those people. Like, we would just be like, that sounds great, but
Mm,
well, but
right.
and And, like, there's always a reason to not do things.
Mhm.
Uh, but there's also a reason to do them. And I think it was a huge life choice for us to do something as big as sell our house, downsize, like sell a lot of our stuff and live in a very tiny home. Um, and I think that gave us the courage to continue to do now more smaller acts of that same joy. Like, we all deserve to be happy, and that looks different for everybody. And I think it's just so cool to also witness him and see him in a more joyful state. Like, he's always the happiest guy. Like, if you know Jordan, he's just so happy. But it's also really cool to see him even happier than I could ever imagine. And I think that impacts our relationship as a married couple. I think that impacts his relationship with his career. I mean, he's killing it in his career. I mean, he is in loving his job, and he never was one to talk about how he didn't love his job, but he now talks about how much he loves his job. And
Oh,
so, yeah, so I just think it's like, and that brings me joy. Like, and so we're happier individuals. And so I want more of that. And I just feel more confident in chasing after that. And I don't know, I feel like you've inspired me to do that too, because you do talk about like deciding and then doing, and how those two pair so seamlessly. And I think that's exactly what we've been doing now. Deciding, like, joy is our priority, and then doing that joy.
I love
So,
it's like y- I don't know if you're one of those couples that has or had a bucket list and you were just like, we like every year we like try to scratch off a couple things off our bucket list, like big things that we want to do in our life, like big travels, big things.
yeah.
And you like took your bucket list and you're just like, boom, right now. I'm doing it all
Yeah,
right now.
crumpling that up, and I'm gonna do it every day. Yes,
Yeah. So, but
yes,
I mean, I'm curious, you talked a little bit about how it's impacted Jordan, how it's impacted you, your relationship, goals, by the way. So many people never even experience those things. So super happy for
yeah.
you. But also I'm sure there are other things that you want to do. And I'm yeah, like other things that you want to experience. I'm sure you have your own van list, but in
Mhm.
terms of joy and like chasing more of that, is there anything that you haven't experienced before that you're like, yeah, I definitely think that'll bring me some joy. I want to go after that.
I think I just think I'm like thinking of everything. Because, like, for me, I'm like, okay, whatever crosses my mind that lights me up, whether that be like I want to do more speaking engagements, or I want to do more albums, like make more music, do more. I think uh, I'm just more fearless in it, because it's like I used to be someone who would say, like, life's so short, like, do it now. And I believed that. Like, that's true. But like I don't know. I don't know if I was embedding that necessarily in my life or applying that to my life. And so now I'm just like, anything is possible. So, like, to your question, yeah, I'm like, I really want to go to California and just like experience all the different sports that I've never grown up with in the Midwest. Or I want to go rock climbing, or I want to go zip lining, or I want to go skydiving. It's like, I'll just do that. Like, I kind of just follow that intuition. Um, and yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just like, it's just like, to me, I feel like what I've done is just shredded everything else that's told me no. And I'm just like, look out. Like, I'm scared for myself, because I'm just like, I I feel like all the like safety barriers, or the what ifs, or I've just been doing so much shredding of the expectations of others, or the words that I used to tell myself. Like, all of those have just been eliminated. And I am focusing on what makes me happy and just letting that take me wherever it goes. And so
Uh,
it's kind of scary, but it's kind of liberating. And yeah, that doesn't answer your question, but I don't know. I just
remember my question at this point. You're saying so many inspiring things. I get this image though of the way you're describing what you did in order to get the joy that you are now chasing is like an image of you holding a bunch of helium balloons enough to lift you. And then you're
yeah,
also holding in your other hand like a bag that was keeping you to the ground. It was so heavy. And when you
yeah.
sold your house and you moved, you let go of the bag and you just started floating up. And so my question to you is, if you could go back and talk to the Bri who still had the house 5 months ago,
Mhm.
you have advice to give her on not knowing she was about to move into a van?
Right.
Advice that you could give her to, yeah, experience some of that joy that feel.
I think I would just tell her to like let go, let your guard down. Like I feel like a theme in my past life was always kind of curating my response versus existing through my response or like my life. Um, and I just kind of let that shit go. Like I think that's if yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for the time that I had in my as my past self, but also I think I would just tell her to like let it go. What you think is the right thing and just be the right thing. Like just be yourself and go after everything that you want to go after, like every dream. And this wasn't a dream. Like that's what's so weird about us like doing this big life transition is it was not my dream to live in a van and travel the country. Like I've always loved traveling, but by no means was I like one day I'm going to live in a van, you know? And so that's what, but it feels that way. So it wasn't like, it's not the thing that we're doing, it's what it has done to me. And it's given me the confidence to go after my dreams, like whatever those are, whatever I felt was limiting me, whatever, like I am so thankful for that. And so that's what I would tell myself is just like, go for it, anything, reach out to that person, like audition for that show, like do it all. And because it's fun. And I think when it's fun in the process too, the outcome isn't really what you're doing it for. It's like this is fun. Like I this is fun. And so whatever the outcome it's yeah, does this light me up? Does this bring me joy? Is this like and I'm now seeing joy more clearly. And I think I'm able to be more distinct in yes, yes, that's joy. No, that's not joy. And yeah, I would just tell her to go after it and let go.
Maybe, yeah, I shouldn't have you come over here and tell me what's joy, what's not joy. Help me take inventory.
Yeah. Except I probably wouldn't do it as well with you because we're all uniquely our own, but I would do my best.
I'm kidding. I am inspired though by your, now your renewed sense of vision for your life and
Yeah.
like where it's taking you. Okay, this is what joy feels like. Now I'm inspired to like do all these other things that I still kind of wanted to do, but now I just feel like I kind of unlocked and I can just go do them because I feel so great and it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I used to have so much meaning. Like I would need it to feel purposeful.
Right.
And I forgot I like and that was just social conditioning, right? Like that was when I was a kid, I didn't care if me playing like bouncy balls had any sort of purpose. Like it was fun. And so I think I've just embraced my inner child too. I'm just like, I have been so responsible as a kid, and I've handled situations very respectfully and admirably. And also, I feel like I didn't get to really be a kid.
Mm.
Uh, and so now I do. Now I get to choose, and I choose to embrace my inner child, and I choose to embrace doing random stuff because it's fun, and that's enough for me now. So, and that's how I want to live every day. Like I don't know when my last moment in this universe is going to be. And so I want to go out having fun, and I want every day to be wonderful and playful and joyful.
Oh, I'm so inspired. And honestly, okay, I relate so hard to your wanting to make everything have a purpose
Yeah.
and not just do things for the heck of it, not just because it's fun. Where in our lives did we learn that fun and play is not purposeful? I don't know, but it totally is. It's purposeful for creativity. I mean, it's the number one way to recover it, to foster it. And so you're already a very creative person, but I'm like, I'm sure you have something cooking in your creativity bucket over there.
I
With all
do.
the
I
play, it's
do.
gonna come a masterpiece. I just know it.
Yes, it is. I hope so. And yeah, I feel like I'm able to I feel like something that we've always connected on is being able to draw ourselves and be able to see the big picture. And I
Mhm.
think what I've kind of been doing is not letting go of that, but focusing on the present more, and just focusing on like the small day to day action that I can do. And I think that that's really also helped me bring joy rather than, oh, yeah, well, in like 4 months, I'll have the best week of my life in Cabo. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
no, it's like right now, I've shifted that. And so now it's like I do a little bit of that every single day, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's so inspiring. I have so many more questions for after we stop. Not that I can't ask you here, but I'm like, okay,
True.
like I'm ready for some more of that. Um, because I think about people who don't live in a van and are doing
Hmm.
adventures or like travel for a living or whatever, like myself, and probably a lot of people who listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's still a way to cultivate the joy in our daily life. It's a pattern interruption. Like it's a little bit different. So, I mean, like you, like I want things to have purpose, and I'm very planned, like I'm very dutiful. And so like an example of play for me, and this is so simple. Again, you said it's a simple thing. It's a little things. A little thing is this morning, Rudy invited me to go get coffee. And I had 5 reasons why I didn't have time to get coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't list any of them. I got in the car and got my butt to coffee.
Yes.
And he just looked at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And he could tell there was like so much in my mind. And like I was just like going back and forth, and like, oh, I need to be, but and I was like, you know what? It'd be nice to get out of the house with you. Let's go. And it was nice. And all the things waited for me until I got back. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really was fun. I mean, just to get out and go somewhere else for coffee besides my own kitchen. And it's the little things that add up to the big things. You're totally right. So thank you for inspiring us.
Yeah. Thanks for holding space.
Is there anything else you wanted to share about joy in your amazing, genuine, happy self?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
You even look different. Like you're glowing, Bri.
I do feel that. I feel that. And I feel like, I don't know. I wish I had, because I understand that there are so many factors for each individual person. I just, I just hope, yeah, I just know and I feel it through my body. I'm healthier, like I'm happier. I am just, things are, I'm just thriving is the word that just keeps coming to mind too. And it's so worth it. And I just feel so thankful for this growth because was not, I was not in this place um, that I am now. And I only hope it gets better from here. I know it's going to get better from here, but I'm just also really thankful for the joy that I feel in every facet of my life right now.
Oh, I'm super happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to the Modern Woman Show and supporting Jacqueline and I in becoming our truest selves. We love you and we are so grateful for you. Remember, if you have stories or strategies on how you cultivate joy into your life, we would love if you would share them with us. You can share those stories by messaging us on social media or emailing us at themodernwomanshow@gmail.com.